Hello everyone. This video is in continuation to my previous video in which I've discussed about the theories of Lamarck. That means the chapter which is newly included, evolution chapter in class 10th. Now in this video we'll be discussing about a second theory, that is the theory of natural selection given by Darwin. Now Darwin also gave, as in our previous video it was discussed, that Lamarck gave a theory just to state that how the organisms which are present day organisms, how did they attain those characters to survive in this environment. Now Darwin also gave the theory for the same thing. He also tried to explain the same thing, but the concept was like somewhat different. He gave the theory of natural selection. When I say natural selection, it means certain characters which were selected by the nature and were incorporated by the organism, or you can say certain characters which were accepted by the nature and were passed to the next generation. Clearly you will understand when we'll start with the video and we'll start with the topic. Now Darwin's theory was based on certain facts. He studied observable characters. As Lamarck studied fossils, he studied variations or the characters which appeared or were observed in the organism. He observed certain things. Like the first thing which he observed was overproduction. There were organisms which overproduced, so that out of those like millions and trillions of eggs or whatsoever organisms were there, maximum could survive. Okay, like for example, simple example, if we see fish and all, they lay like multiple eggs, and out of those eggs, how many form fish? Only a few. So in order to increase the chances of survival, the organisms, they overproduce. Like there are some certain examples which are given in your book, like example of paramecium and all, in which it said that there are multiple production of billions and trillions of organisms, but out of those millions and trillions, only a few they survive. And that was studied by Darwin, and he stated that only those characters which enabled them, only a few features that enabled them to survive were selected by the nature, or you can say they were selected by the nature. Then is struggle for existence. Struggle for existence means there was a lot of competition in the same production, overproduction. There were like millions and trillions of forms, but those millions and trillions, they stayed in a particular habitat. They had to fight for their existence. They had a lot of competition for survival. So, in order to survive, in order to make their existence, they had to compete with the others. There was a lot of competition, and the ones who succeeded in that competition were able to survive and were able to live, and the others, they died. There was a lot of struggle for existence. Then the next fact which was given was variations. A very important fact, variations. What do you mean by variation? Variations form the basis of evolution, you know. What is evolution? Evolution, we are evolving. We have evolved. Like we were apes earlier, now we are humans. So we have evolved. What are variations? Variations are when the minutest of the changes, they occur in our gene and some new features they appear, new characters. Variations are like, simple example of variation, a family of 4, but no one is similar. Their facial characters are different, their behaviors are different, their height is different, their eye color is different, skin color. These are variations. These are the change in the characters which are there. Now he studied those variations and finally came to a conclusion that those variations, those characters are the ones which are selected by the nature, coming to existence, and the ones which are not, they are discarded or they die off. The last fact was survival of the fittest. It's a phrase also which we normally use in our day-to-day life. Survival of the fittest. Out of those multiple organisms, only the ones who were able to compete with the others could survive. Only the fittest could survive. Only the characters which are maximally, you know, useful in an environment could survive. So this was the main base for his theory, natural selection was based on survival of fittest. These were the characters which are selected by the nature for survival. So this stated that Darwin, these formed the basis of Darwin's theory of natural selection, that the organisms which have those characters which can enable him to survive in a particular environment were selected and the others were discarded. This was all about Darwin's theory. Now here in this same video I will be giving you a difference between Lamarck's views and Darwin's views. Now when we study Lamarckism, in Lamarckism the theory, first of all, theory of Lamarck is known as theory of inheritance of acquired characters. Theory of Darwin is known as theory of natural selection. Second, theory of Lamarck was based on the belief that use and disuse of organs, then the belief of study of fossils, the study of fossils, use and disuse of organs. It was based on that. But the study of Darwin is based on variations. It's based on how variations are caused. It's based on struggle for existence. It's based on survival of fittest. Then when we talk about Lamarck, according to Lamarck, a new species evolved and certain characters appeared in an organism after a long time when the character was the acquired character was fully inherited. Then in case of Darwin, the new species was evolved due to the accumulation of variations generation after generation and finally forming a new organism. The variations they accumulated from generation to her generation mein variations were like they started adding on and finally the evolved new character was there in an individual which made him or her, the individual, to survive in the environment. This was all about the two theories given to explain evolution. Now here Darwin's theory, he stated a theory of natural selection, but he was not able to give the basis of variation, that how these variations are caused. He could not explain that. Now further researches were done and a modern theory of Darwin was given, which is known as Neo-Darwinism, that was given, which also stated that how the variations are caused. Okay, now this was all about the topic. Till here we have done. In my next video I'll be explaining you about human evolution. We'll be doing the different sections or different stages of human evolution, and then the chapter is finished. So thanks a lot, thanks for watching. Do subscribe, like the videos and watch maximum videos. Thank you.